to our 3-day virtual capability building for teachers and school heads on the utilization application class. My courtesy to the following division officials: our school's division superintendent, Dr. Nelson C. Lopez, CESA 5, our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Janet G. Veloso, our CID chief, Ma'am Cherilyn A. Cometa, our education program supervisors, and the focal persons of this training, Dr. Rita L. Villanos in Filipino, Ma'am Rosalia V. Bautista in Science, Dr. Lailani L. Tinzon in EPPTLE, Dr. Lenora Liza D. Basilio in Araling Panlipunan, and Sir Herman Aldous R. Bodiki in MAPE. To our 15 district supervisors, dear school head and teacher participants of Davao del Sur Division, welcome and mabuhay. This is Joy Dominino, host for the day. We would like to request everyone to pause for a while for the singing of our national anthem, and to be followed by a prayer, to be led by our education program supervisor in MAPE, Sir Herman Aldous R. Bodiki.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinihang, tuyat ka ng magiting, sa manluluti, di ka pasisil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit kung bukap, may bilag ang tulatawid sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watang at mo'y tagumpay na nagdiningning, ang bituin at harang niya kay may di magdidiling, lupa ng araw ng luwal, ating pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Father God, we come before you today with grateful thanksgiving in our hearts that you have made this day possible for us to be here in this virtual seminar, Father God, for the enhancement of the capabilities of our teachers as well as those who are all of those who are interested for today. Lord, we pray and we would like to thank you for all the preparations that we have done. Thank you, Father God, for the technical team. Thank you for those who are going to do their speeches today, Lord. May you be with each and every one. May you be with our signals. May you be with our families. May you be with our technical crew, Father God, and team. May we also have learnings on this event. All these things, Father God, we commit to you, especially for this 3-day seminar workshop. May you be glorified by what we do today and always. Lord, we give to you our families, our loved ones. May you all grant us good health away from any dangers and harm and viruses. As we continue this day, we give back all the thanks and the glory and the praises to you because you alone deserve it, Father God. Thank you, and all these things we pray through your name. Amen.
To give us the welcome address, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Janet G. Veloso.
My respect to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Nelson C. Lopez, to our Chief of the Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Cherilyn Cometa, and also our SGOD Chief, Dr. Mario Mondihar, our education program supervisors managing this activity, we have our education program supervisor, Dr. Rita Villanos, Dr. Rosalia Bautista, Dr. Lailani Pinzon, Dr. Basilio, and also with Mr. Hernan Rodrique. And to all the participants of this virtual capacity building focusing for our teachers and school heads, particularly on application or media application or utilization of media application for online teaching or online class. I know that this is an offshoot of the series of monitoring and evaluation that have been done by the Curriculum Implementation Division. Maybe some of you would ask, why is it that only few learning areas are covered? I hope that we are going to take into consideration that this is only the initial rollout. And most likely in the long run, the rest of the learning areas with the leadership of Chief Comita will be able to provide support and capacity building to all the teachers, particularly not only for the elementary, probably also for the secondary and all disciplines of which this will help our division improve with our learning outcomes. I would like to underscore that the effort of the education program supervisors is very commendable of coming up a very definite approach in order to address the concern or the strategy that is relevant to the time. And I'm sure that this is not a one-shot, or shall we say, an overnight training for all of you, as this will run for 3 days. I hope that all the things that you will gain from this activity or from this capacity building will go a long way in the way you are going to operationalize your curriculum implementation, and so with the way you are going to assess, as the bulk of our concern now is not only for the blended learning, but also for the rest of how we ensure that our learners are really learning. Now, the challenge posed of the time is that not only we focus on online. I know that will not be true to all contexts. In having said that, I'm telling you that our Depot Division of Davao del Sur has many offerings in terms of our way of delivering the curriculum. Particularly, we have blended learning such as not only for modular, for digital, we have also our TV-based and radio-based. So with this kind of modality, I hope that you will go with us hand in hand as we roll out this one. At the same time, putting premium on other efforts wherein all the blended approaches will be addressed. And while we are doing this initially, we expect that all of you will also be religiously following or do your part as we set the motion and we do the implementation. And with this, I know that you have a very fruitful engagement from today up to the third day. We wish, and I wish on behalf of the top management of Davao del Sur, that you will have a very engaging virtual capacity building. Congratulations to the team of CIB led by Chief Chairman Tonita and the rest of the EPS who will be facilitating the activity. God bless and good luck, everyone.
To provide us the activity rationale, please welcome our CID Chief, Ma'am Geraldine A. Cometa.
To our schools division superintendent, Dr. Nelson Lopez, certified. To our OIC assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Janet Veloso. To the chief of the school governance, Dr. Mario Mondihar. Education program supervisors, district supervisors, teachers, school heads, our technical working group. Good morning to all. The division of Davao del Sur through the Curriculum and Implementation Division is in its full support on the latest changes of the Department of Education in terms of operation to sustain and continue the quality education we need to translate to the learners during this time of health emergency. As our primary concern, the learners should be given priority by inculcating in their minds that despite the new normal condition, our educational process are still continuing, updating, and progressing, and all leading to the development in terms of learning acquisition. The education program supervisor are on this right track of undertaking this virtual capability building of teachers on the utilization of media application for online class teaching. This training aims to capacitate teachers on the utilization of different media application for online class teaching preparation, so the participants are expected to acquire knowledge and skills on different media applications. And second, utilize the skills acquired in preparation of online virtual class teaching. I would like to congratulate the Education Program Supervisor for spearheading this initiative. Good luck. We will continue to support our learners toward attaining quality education. God bless everyone.
At this moment, let us call on our Education Program Supervisor in Science, Ma'am Rosalia V. Bautista, for the presentation of the participants.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Nelson C. Lopez, to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Janet G. Velosa, to our Chief of the CID, Cherilyn A. Cometa, to all the participants, a pleasant Tuesday morning. Let me present to you the participants of the different districts and participating schools to this virtual capability building of teachers and school heads on the utilization of media application for online class. Starting from Bansalan East District, headed by Floran B. Cosare, Dr. Floran B. Cosare, Public Schools District Supervisor. With the participating schools, for elementary, we have a total number of participants, 10. For secondary, 34. Elementary school heads, 8. Secondary school heads, 3. A total of 56 participants of Bansalan East District. Bansalan West District, headed by Mary Michi A. Phil, Public School District Supervisor. Participating schools, and a total of 10 elementary number of participants, secondary 22 participants, elementary school heads 14, secondary school heads to a total of 48 participants of Bansalan West District. Hagunoy 1 District, headed by Emilien R. Raquel, District Principal in Charge. With the participating schools for elementary, we have 10 participants, secondary 24, elementary school heads 13, secondary school heads 2, a total of 49 participants of Hagunoy 1 district. Moving on to Hagunoy 2 district, headed by Roderick R. Villan, district principal in charge. With the participating schools, for elementary, we have 10, secondary 12, elementary school heads 9, and secondary school head 1, a total of 32 participants of Hagunoy 2 district. Next, we have Kiblawan North District, headed by Angelito D. Carion, District Principal in charge. With the participating schools, elementary 10, secondary 34, elementary school heads 15, secondary school heads 3, a total of 62 participants of Kiblawan North District. We have from Kiblawan South District, headed by Dr. Bernadette M. Costudio, District Principal in charge. With the participating schools, for elementary, we have 10 participants, secondary 25, elementary school heads 15, secondary school heads 3, a total of 53 participants of Kiblawan South District. Next, we have Magsaysay North District, headed by Elizabeth A. Bernaldez, Public School District Supervisor. With the participating schools, 10 in elementary, secondary 34, elementary school heads 9, and secondary school heads 4, a total of 57 participants of Magsaysay North District. We have Magsaysay South District, headed by Jaime C. Fernandez, Public School District Supervisor. With the participating schools, for elementary, we have 10, secondary 36, elementary school heads 17, and secondary school heads 3, a total of 66 participants of Magsaysay South District. Moving on to Malalag District, headed by Juanita R. Cagente, District Principal in charge. Participating schools, elementary 10, secondary 22, elementary school heads 17, and secondary school heads 2, a total of 51 participants of Malalag District. Next, we have Matanawan District, headed by Susan M. Obenza, Public School District Supervisor. With the participating schools for elementary 10, secondary 34, elementary school heads 10, secondary school heads 4, a total of 58 participants of Matanao 1 District. Matanao 2 District, headed by Dr. Lilibet B. Torres, Public Schools District Supervisor. With the participating schools, elementary 10, secondary 12, elementary school heads 21, secondary school head 1, a total of 44 participants of Matanao 2 District. Next, Padada District, headed by Marites U. Abusejo, JD, District Principal in charge. With the participating schools, elementary 10, secondary 32, elementary school heads 12, secondary school heads 3, a total of 57 participants of Padada District. Next, we have from Santa Cruz North District, headed by Abdul Pata U. Camdon, Public School District Supervisor. With the participating schools for elementary 10, we have secondary 45 participants, elementary school heads 14, secondary school heads 4, a total of 73 participants of Santa Cruz North District. Next, Santa Cruz South District, headed by Ma'am Nancy T. Iyog, Public Schools District Supervisor. We have here the participating schools, a total number of participants for elementary 10, secondary 34, elementary school heads 13, secondary school heads 3, a total of 60 participants of Santa Cruz South District. And the last one we have from Sulup District, headed by Sir Jesse J. Mayor, District Principal in charge, with the participating schools. A total number of participants for elementary 10, secondary 29, elementary school heads 24, secondary school heads 3, a total of 66 participants of Sulup District. And now, for the overall total number of participants expected, we have 831. To all the participants, have a good day and always remember to develop a passion for learning. If you do, you'll never cease to grow. Thank you and have fun.
At this juncture, let us all welcome our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Nelson C. Lopez, CESO 5, to give us a message.
Magarbuhong Davao del Sur sa tanan. Warmest greetings to all our participants. As mentioned, there were more than 800 participants coming from the field. But since this is open ito, we can expect that there are still other participants who will be joining and they are all welcome. Welcome ang lahat, but we specified those numbers because those are the participants that will comply the needed reports for this activity. So to the members of the TWG, our production team who are here with us on the live studio, our organizers is of course the program owners, the CID team headed by Mrs. Kumita, our CID chief, and of course my partner in the division, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Janet Veloso. To all of you, good morning and have a very enjoyable day, all of you there, as you are situated in different venues. Some are at their homes maybe, ang iba andun sa kanilang mga paaralan, sa kanilang mga opisina. What is important is that focus ang lahat for this 3-day activity. I would just like to start my message with that quote from a naturalist, an English naturalist in the person of Charles Darwin, which says, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change." how do we relate this quote of Charles Darwin to our lives today, especially that we are in a very challenging time during this new normal brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, that what we usually do before are no longer appropriate this time. So there is a need for us to think of another ways in order for us to succeed, in order for us to survive in these circumstances that we are facing right now. In the educational landscape, in the way we deliver the lessons, even in the way we accommodate our learners during enrollment, in the way we assess our learners in the outcomes of instruction, everything we do, really there are changes. And because of these changes, we cannot just apply what we usually do to these present circumstances that we have. That's why people, all of us, need to be open to new ideas, to new ways of doing things. I would like to congratulate the group of the CID, headed by Ma'am Cometa, our education program supervisors of the different learning areas, for coming up with this activity. Since what we did before are no longer applicable in the classroom, in our classroom setting, there must be another approaches. There must be another strategies that we will implement for us to deliver well the teaching learning, and that for us to really provide a meaningful experience to our learners. Of course, technology this time is really very beneficial. It plays a very crucial role in the way we deliver our lessons, in the way we supervise, in the way we provide technical assistance. We need technology. So this major application that will be introduced especially to the teachers and the school heads, these are really very beneficial, especially to our teachers, because really internet this time is really very useful, very relevant to our lives. So that's why we make use of this. We must maximize the use of these resources. It's because there are countless of information relevant to education we can find in the internet. So there are strategies, there are methodologies that are really very helpful to you, to everyone. That's why for this trading, we expect that for this trading virtual capability building, that the learnings you will gain from this training will truly be applied in your work as mentors to the school heads as you provide technical assistance to the teachers. So to everyone out there, I hope that this day, from today until the last day, 4, 5, 6, on the 6th day, you'll find this very productive, very worthwhile, and that this will really be applied in the classroom for the benefits of our learners. So congratulations once again to the CID team, and thank you members of the production team, to the TWG, and of course to Joy, our MC, very beautiful MC, and thank you to all the principals who are lending your talents, your teachers who are with us here for us to realize this activity that we have planned. Thank you for your support, your contribution by lending, by sending these teachers to us to assist us is really a very, very commendable thing that we need to consider and we really value. So congratulations and thank you everyone. Magandang umaga sa lahat.
To share us the food for thought, a virtual hand to our Education Program Supervisor in Araling Panlipunan, Dr. Lee D. Dasilio.
You plant a seed. You plant a seed and water it every day and give it everything it needs. And imagine, after doing this to the best of your ability, after 365 days, there is no growth. No growth after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and still no growth after 4 years. By this time, some gardeners will question, why waste any more money or energy on this lazy tree? In China, there is a type of bamboo tree that needs to be watered every single day without fail. When that seed is planted, initially there is no growth, and nothing appears to come out of the ground for the first 5 years. Nevertheless, there are experienced people who have faith. They keep watering the tree. In the 5th year, within 6 weeks, this particular tree grows to around 80 feet tall. We can understand much about life through nature. It's not that we always get immediate results for what we do. Patience and consistency are essential. Today, we are used to a fast-paced life with instant results and instant gratification, where we have everything at our fingertips: internet, computerized technology, modern cars, fast foods, and entertainment whenever we want it. This expectation for instant results has penetrated into our relationships, our work, and the general ethos of how we live. Deep relationships and meaningful accomplishments seldom happen quickly. They require intelligent, sensitive efforts and patience. One does not become an accomplished artist, athlete, or musician without regular, consistent practice. When raising a child, you may not see results initially. However, little by little, if you raise your child with proper disposition and values, your child can grow up to be someone that you will be sincerely proud of. Perhaps in his or her own way, an exemplary leader of humanity. But this takes years of patience. Timeless wisdom of the Vedas explained that the formula for success is to define our goals and values and then to pursue them with enthusiasm and patience. It is this combination that helps us to pass through the struggles that we encounter and truly succeed. Without enthusiasm, there is little or no progress. Without patience, we may give up or become reckless when results don't come according to our expectations. Let us view each part of our lives in relation to the larger picture of our goals and values. Never be discouraged if we try our best with devotion, character, and compassion. That in itself is the crown of our success.
To complete the opening program, let us hear our Education Program Supervisor in Filipino, Dr. Rita L. Rulianos, for the webinar proper orientation.
My courtesies to our SDS, Dr. Nelson C. Lopez, to our ASDS, Dr. Janet G. Veloso, our CID Chief, Ma'am Cherilyn A. Cometa, SDOD Chief, Dr. Marius C. Mundihar, to all our facilitators, participants, our dear school heads and teachers, to everyone, a warm morning. For our webinar orientation, dear participants, you are to be sure to fill out the daily attendance link, AM and PM, to signify your participation in this training. You are also to answer the pre and the post tests. The link will be flashed on the screen. You are also to answer our daily evaluation. Watch out for the link, which will be flashed on the screen in the afternoon every day of the training. Then you are to participate with your group mates during the breakaway session, which is the demonstration teaching on the third day. Demonstration teachers will be identified through our picker wheel, which will be done after the morning health break today. This is to be done so that our selected demonstration teachers will be able to prepare their LP as well as the media applications they need to use during the demonstration teaching. And of course, you are to take note of the link for your group, which will also be announced after the discussion on the second day. And our process observers, this were the school heads identified by their district supervisors. For the area Araling Panlipunan, our process observers are Edgar Obeso from Bansalan East District, Lorella L. Gomez from Hagunoy 2 District, and Roger Kinok from Matanao 2 District. For Learning Area Filipino, they are Ma'am Gemma A. Bonilla from Bansalan West District, Charlie Alejandro from Matanao 1 District, and Sir Warlito Ramos of Santa Cruz South District. For EPPTLE, we have Ma'am Sheila L. Florentino from Kiblawan North District, Sophronia B. Marte from Magsaysay North District, and Ronald Amigo from Padada District. For MAPE, we have Ma'am Mary Phil Padillon of Hagunoy 1 District, Bella Marie H. Aguilar from Kiblawan South District, and Sir Neil Enriquez from Santa Cruz North District. And of course, for science, we have Ma'am Annabel J. Espano of Magsaysay South District, Amy B. Pagunsan of Malalag District, and Mary Ninette R. Gidocos of Sulup District. So that's all for our webinar orientation. May all of us will have a great day today. God bless everyone.
Our opening program ends, but this training activity begins. As we will begin our training proper, I would like everyone to pause for a while in silence as we will offer our short prayer to the soul of the late Ma'am Susette Rivera, who lost her life to COVID-19 just recently. She is part of this training. However, life must go on. And so with this 3-day training, Mom Suzette, wherever you are, you will be missed. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that we are all ready. Sit back and relax for day 1. Teachers, at this time of pandemic, the world changes, and so are the education system. We are all living testaments how everyone struggles in the new normal setting. Say, for example, the absence of face-to-face instructions that led to the teacher's paradigm shift in the conduct of classes. Therefore, this training is an avenue in continuing educational instructions virtually and meaningfully. I would like to remind our teacher and school head participants to check in for your attendance through the link shown below the screen. And for those who have not logged in yet, you can still log in. We are live on our official Facebook pages, DepEd Davao del Sur Classroom, DepEd Tayo Davao del Sur, and YouTube Classroom. During discussions, we would like to hear from you by typing your comment in the chat box. Expect a reply at the end of the discussion by the speakers themselves. At this time, we would like to request all the participants to answer the pretest using the link shown on the screen. We will be back in a few minutes. To start our session, ladies and gentlemen, let us hear from a master teacher of Santa Cruz National High School, Sir Ronald A. Diaz, to introduce the speaker for the Niticat and video communication. Sir Ronald, it's your time to shine.
Okay, sir. Go, sir. To all the participants here in the studio and in the virtual community, good morning. Our first speaker today is an associate editor of the official publication of Davao del Sur Division, the DavSur Minecraft. She is a member of the division communication team, a school paper advisor, the Nautilus, a media arts teacher, a Master Teacher 1 of Santa Cruz National High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Girly June Sulamo.
Go, ma'am. Silence in the room.
Magarbuhong Davao del Sur. A blessed morning to all and welcome to our virtual capability building of teachers and school heads in the utilization of media applications for online class. Before I start, I'll present to you the objectives of my topics. Number 1, determine the different forms of video communication. Number 2, identify the equipment and materials needed for online classroom. Number 3, understand the online class netiquette. According to Peter Hilton, a British mathematician, adaptability to change is itself a hallmark of successful education. I know that we have adjusted and adapted already the new normal during this time of pandemic. So let's deepen our knowledge and understanding on the different platforms, tools, and applications. How are we going to conduct classes online? How to ease our work? And most importantly, how communication is done nowadays. We know that technology has changed the way we communicate with each other. Through these advancements in technology, we now have more options on how we communicate, whether it's personal or work-related purposes. We can have video chats, video calls, and for us teachers, we can have classes and meetings online. And all of these are video communication. When we say video, it is a series of images captured at a rate faster than perceived. Each image is comprised of many pixels. More pixels indicate more clarity. This is known as resolution. So imagine a video file in the raw original format. That would be huge. But thanks to the digital technologies and availability of advanced digital encoding, that is compression techniques, it became possible to compress these large video files into much smaller files that could be transmitted without much loss or delay. This, along with the availability of high-speed IP networks, facilitated video as the new means of communication. Some of the common forms of video communication are, number one, telepresence. It is a sophisticated form of a video conference where a real-life setting is simulated so that it appears as if the other party is sitting in the same room. This requires specially designed rooms with cameras, TV screens, and special seating arrangements. So this is an example of a telepresence. The sound is transmitted as high definition, which makes it sound real. There are multiple screens and each screen can display people from a room or a projected document which can be viewed by all the rooms. These solutions are typically very expensive. As of now, we cannot afford to have this kind of communication. The next form of video communication is video sharing. Video sharing is an application where a person shares what he is viewing with another person in real time during a call. Some people also refer to an application that allows a user to upload his videos to a central location and make it available for viewing by others, like YouTube as video sharing or any other platforms where we can share videos. On Messenger, if you have observed, you can now watch a video together while having a call. This is my own screenshot as I use the application to give you an example, a call on Messenger where we can watch a video together. You can choose a video that you want to share. And this is a screen record of how it works when we watch the video. So that is video sharing. Most of us are already using Android and smartphones that have front cameras. Or our computers have webcam or built-in camera, so video calling is so efficient nowadays. The third form of video communication is video calling. It is a service where two people can communicate using a video. That is, you can see as well as hear each other on the phone or in a computer. It is available as a free service from providers if you have internet connection, like Skype, Yahoo Messenger, Viber, Facebook Messenger, FaceTime for iPhone users, or built-in video calling for Android phones. Again, my examples are my own screenshots of video calling on Messenger, and the other one is a video call using FaceTime. So if video calling is two people communicating, video conferencing, the other form of video communication, is a video call that involves more than two people, where all the parties can hear each other and a specific number of people can be seen by the others. The software has built-in features such as chat, screen sharing, and recording. Video conferencing software like Google Meet, Zoom Meetings, Microsoft Teams, StreamYard, Skype, GoToMeeting, and etc. enables online communication for audio meetings, video meetings, online classes, and seminars or webinars. These are my screenshots for my online class using Zoom meetings and Google Meet. So that will be all for video communication. Let's proceed to the equipment and materials needed for online class. David Warlick, an educator, author, programmer, and public speaker, said that we need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand, because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. Advances in technology have had a profound effect on the way we learn and the way we teach. In order to perform well, there are things to prepare when we will be having our online class. First is a functioning computer. whether it is a desktop or a laptop. It is a must. Any computer will do and will allow you to take your classes in an efficient virtual communication or virtual environment. The next thing you absolutely need is a good internet connection. A video conversation that cuts off all the time, where you can only hear every second word, is not really ideal to follow online classes. It's a waste of time. It can become the reason you lose your motivation. So we really need a stable internet connection. Next, a microphone to speak with your students. This is especially important if you are the teacher. If you want to host the session and communicate effectively, make sure you have a good microphone. This is also true for students because they must also express themselves, ask questions, and share their ideas. A lesson is a dialogue between the teacher and the students. Therefore, a microphone functioning properly is mandatory. Laptops have built-in microphone, but if the one on your laptop does not work, use a headset. It is quite affordable and ideal. Next, we also need a webcam with good lighting to get a closer experience. Being able to hear with each other is important, but having visual information is highly recommended. It allows for a greater bond between the student and the teacher, and it makes it easier to develop a real human connection. A webcam is an optional tool for students, but it is a mandatory for if you are a teacher. Most of the recent computers already have one within the device, but if yours does not work, or if your computer does not have one, then you can get a webcam to add on your device. It is a small investment that will improve the quality of your lessons. Make sure you have a good lighting too. You can use a ring light so your students can see your face clearly. Pinpointing lighting directly on you helps persuade the students to direct their eyes on you. And last but not the least, we need an online video conferencing software. Of course, we need a software to conduct our online classes. Examples of this software are Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Zoom meetings. We'll get to know this and more later. This will be discussed one by our speakers. And now let's proceed to my last topic, the online class netiquette. The following are to be observed by the teacher or subject teacher before, during, and after online class. Number 1, prepare your lesson, PowerPoint presentation, and other tools that you will need one day or before the class will start to avoid cramming. It is always ideal if you are ready before you start the online class. Number 2, make sure you are 15 minutes early to set up the online classroom and be able to send the link to your students on time. Number 3, dress properly. Number 4, always wear a smile when you start your lesson. Setting the mood of the students should start from the teacher. So brighten up the day with your sweetest smile. And number 5, use kind words in giving instructions. Not all students are internet savvy. Okay, number 6, be patient always because patience is a virtue. Number 7, always remind the students about the online house rules that you will have for your class in order to achieve the desired online class outcome. Number 8, be consistent in giving instructions. Number 9, try to spare time for class sharing. Allow your students to share and ask questions. And last but not the least, stay calm when there are some technical problems arise while the class is ongoing. Do not cram. Stay focused. You can manage it when you are calm. Always remind yourself that everything will be all right. That's all for my topics. Here are my references. Thank you so much for listening. But before I will end, here is a quote by George Couros. Technology will never replace great teachers, but in the hands of great teachers, it's transformational. Thank you so much for listening. Good morning. God bless us all.
Sorry.
My courtesy to our school's Division Superintendent, Sir Nelson C. Lopez, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Janet Velosa, our CID Chief, Madam Cherilyn Cometa, our equally brilliant education program supervisors, school heads, fellow teachers, good morning. I am indeed very honored and privileged to be part of this program tasked to introduce to you our second presenter, who will be imparting to us his expertise on improving our knowledge and basic technology skills for online teaching. He finished his bachelor's degree in secondary education major in general science at Holy Cross of Bansalan College. He had his master's on educational administration at Southern Philippines Agribusiness and Marine and Aquatic School of Technology. And currently, he is a senior high school teacher 1 at Matanao National High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Sir John Ronan Colombanos V. Cortez.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Ronan Cortez of Matanao National High School. And my courtesy to all the teachers, school heads, as well as all division officers who are participating in this webinar right now. The training management team has asked me to speak about the topic online teaching skills. The material is based on the work of Dr. Fatima A. Al-Brahim of the Ministry of Education of Saudi Arabia and was published in the Turkish Journal of Education Technology in January of 2020. Again, I'm John Ronan Cortez. This is my humble presentation. Now, Dr. Al-Brahim, in her study, has identified 6 online teaching skills that are essential to achieving a successful online learning environment. These online teaching skills are as follows: pedagogical skills, content skills, design skills, management skills, communication skills, and technological skills. Please note that this presentation is only part of the introductory topics in this training, and many of these parts, of its parts, are may only be a sort of review to, as we teachers have already taken this up in our pre-service education, in-service trainings and seminars, and I'm confident that we've already applied this according to our respective capacities in our schools. So just please bear with me. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about would be the pedagogical skills. Okay? Now, an effective online teacher should understand the fundamentals of online teaching and pedagogy. One can never say he or she is an effective online teacher without manifesting command in the use of various pedagogical principles. But I know that you're well aware of what pedagogy means, but just so we can define it here, the word pedagogy is most commonly understood as the approach to teaching, is the theory and practice of learning and how this process influences and is influenced by the social, political, psychological development of the learners. Now, online teachers must demonstrate this understanding through applying a large number of principles and strategies in a virtual environment. The tricky part here is that many of what we are used to doing in face to face classes are not very much applicable, or even so, cannot be done due to technology limitations in a virtual setting. Now, these are a few of the teaching principles and strategies that can be utilized or that should be evident in our online teaching. Again, this list is not all inclusive, so you can add your own or additional teaching principles and strategies to this list. We have learning styles, different learning styles. We can use adult learning, learning centered approach, collaborative learning, and many others. Now, in online teaching, we have to understand that while individuals or students are not staying in the same room or the same place, we also have a virtual room whereby they can stay there and stay together virtually, which would enable them to work and collaborative with each other virtually. So collaboration in a virtual setting is very much possible. And in fact, in the next topics, we will be talking about many softwares or applications which would enable this virtual collaboration. We have also to we also have to use appropriate instructional strategies. Let's use classroom assessment and student engagement techniques. Virtual teachers also use criterion-based assessment to evaluate individual and group performance. And of course, knowledge construction based upon learners' prior knowledge and life experience. One good thing about online classes is that students are immersed online, whereby students have the almost unlimited access to information on the net. So knowledge construction or building of knowledge from previous experience would be very easy to do. Now let's talk about content skills. A proficient online teacher can express and master extensive knowledge of the content. The teacher can also state learning goals and objectives that coincide with learners' level of and characteristics. Please note that when you make your learning goals, please consider that you have different children or different students in different places with different circumstances, using different gadgets, with different parents, and different capabilities. So make sure to consider all these differences, the individual differences of students, as well as their technology limitations. All right? The teacher has to also draft and develop learning assessment activities that align with learning goals and objectives. And then develop a course outline that includes all course components. And of course, the teacher has also to develop and select appropriate varied learning resources that can accommodate different learning styles and preferences. As we unfold the other topics in this seminar, you will see that there are a lot of applications, varied applications with varied uses that you can take advantage of in your class. So use these applications that the learning experiences of your students will also be varied and memorable. Now let's talk about design skills. Okay, so for the design skills, we have to understand and apply instructional design principles, models, and theories in our presentations. Now, design skills are very important, and because our students largely depend on visual stimuli, our lessons are often delivered in some form of presentation, and a lot of audio and video presentation apps are available for free download and are fairly easy to use, not to mention master. But the problem is most teachers lack the basic design skills that, if applied, would greatly improve the effectiveness of their multimedia presentations. So let's talk about some design principles. Okay? And when we talk of presentation designs, the most common is the PowerPoint, right? Now, PowerPoint is a powerful tool that can enhance any presentation, but it can easily become a distraction if not designed well. The first and most basic principle of designing a strong presentation is keep it simple. All right? This resonates to the modern graphic design dogma, which is less is more. PowerPoint has a lot of cool features and can create a lot of visual effects. You can choose from a lot of font styles, etc. But it's also important to remember that just because it's there doesn't mean you have to use it all the time. And so many teachers always fall to the trap of trying to use everything they see on the menu, like showing off all sorts of weird transitions. And again, you don't have to use all of them. we will not you can't use them unless your presentation is all about showing your students the different forms or types of transition effects in PowerPoint. Okay, again, it's important to remember that just because it's there doesn't mean you have to use it. PowerPoint offers additional fun effects, but they aren't always good design choices. All right? Because we always see PowerPoint presentations with so many effects, so many transitions, with so many other elements put in there, which are often distracting than allows us to focus on the important points of the presentation. So here's principle number one. Your content should be simple and concise. Please remember that. Again, less is more. You have to be direct to the point, right? You don't have you don't want your audience to read your presentation word for word. Okay? And so you use PowerPoint only to emphasize the main points of your presentation and display supplementary graphic visuals. On the screen here, you will see that a photo, the rest of the photo is in grayscale, and the subject, which is the flower, is in full color, showing a good contrast, therefore allows us to focus on the subject of the picture. Now, principle two, choose an appropriate color scheme or template design. We love to use templates, but let your content reign. Okay? Don't choose flashy templates. Okay? Don't use inappropriate graphics. Don't add excessive animation. Okay, so the first thing, because it's been a practice that when you create your presentation, the first thing you need to do is choose or find the best looking template, which did not undergo evaluation whether it's appropriate for the subject matter or not. Okay, and we are also used to doing to putting additional graphics like caricatures or cartoon characters if there is blank space or extra space beside the text so that it will be filled, and that's wrong. Okay, and we are used to adding excessive animation. Every click there's an animation, every click there's an animation, and that's gonna be disturbing and juvenile, in fact. Now, choose a simple background. Usually, appropriate backgrounds are solid colors. Use background that is appropriate for the content of your lesson and your audience. Say you can't use a juvenile background if you're speaking before or presenting to a group of adult learners. And so if you are presenting to children, like those that are in the grades 1 or kinder and say, for example, 4, 5, and 6, these are those that would love seeing characters, cartoon characters, but please use them appropriately. Okay, so don't put a character there or a drawing or a photo which is not related to your content. And of course, you have to limit your color scheme to 3 to 4 colors. It's not about showing off that you can use a lot of colors in your presentations. Again, make sure that you limit your color scheme to 3 to 4 colors. Let's talk about principle number 3. It says, keep the slide layout simple and allow plenty of space. Show hierarchy in your layout. Emphasize most important elements with bold or underline or large text. Say, for example, in this box, we can see English corner. English is more important than the word corner here. So the English is in bold and bigger letters. Don't crowd the slide. Space is good. Okay? Again, less is more. It doesn't mean that if you have space on the right side or on the left side or bottom or top, it already looks bad. So remember that plenty of space is also good in your for your presentation. We also have additional tips. Okay, so you may want to choose the right font for your presentation. Remember that. Okay, so basically we have two groups of font styles. Okay, the first one is the the serif. Okay, this one is the serif, or the ones with tails. If you can see, the Times New Roman font style has tails. Okay, or something like which looks like decoratives. That's the serif font. However, we also have the second one, the more modern one, is the sans serif or no tails. In presentations, like in the ones that I'm using, we are using the sans serif because it's more readable and it looks clearer on the screen. Okay. The type size and other attributes have great impact on legibility. Make sure that you are using font sizes that are readable, especially when you are using projectors. But in online classes, we can use smaller fonts because the audience are viewing your presentation on screen. Use only graphics that directly relate to your presentation. Again, don't use graphics that are not related to your presentation. Avoid overcrowding slides with graphics. Remember that. And scale graphics in the right proportion. Say, for example, if this is our picture, if we will scale that up or make that bigger, this is a good way to make it bigger. When you scale it up, you would want to press the shift button or shift key on your keyboard to maintain its aspect ratio. This is an example of a bad scaling. And so is this. Remember that. Now, let's talk about management skills. Classroom management in online teaching is as important as in face-to-face teaching. Clarify the roles and expectations of the instructor and the learners. That's one of your role. You have to let them know, like say for example, in a group chat or in your classroom page, you have to identify who is the administrator or who among your students would help you manage the virtual classroom. Okay, they have to know what they can expect from you or from the class, and they also have to know their limitations. You have to track your course and students' progress on a regular basis. Now, we have applications which are able to do this, and so it would be very handy to have to use these applications, okay, to track student progress. Apply time-saving techniques in the conduct of classes, and establish and declare rules and regulations for participation, submission of assignments, timesheets, sending and seeking feedback, and communication protocols. Another one would be communication skills. Now, active communication and social presence are vital to engaging online learners, right? And one of our tasks as online teachers would be to facilitate and maintain interactive discussion and information exchange in online classes. As a teacher, you would be the first to open up a topic and create a healthy discussion on a particular issue, which would allow students to freely exchange information that would not be hurtful to others, and everyone will learn from each other's sharing. Again, teachers have to use sufficient and commonly understandable language. So if it's in your group chat, you can allow your students to maybe express themselves in vernacular if they can express in like English or Tagalog, to allow them to express freely their their thoughts. But of course, this is up to you, teachers. You have to maintain respect and consider cultural differences. This is what I told you a while ago, that when you facilitate discussions, you have to ensure that everyone is speaking with respect and in consideration of all cultural differences. Clearly request information and ask questions. Emphasize the important points using font colors and effects. All right? Ensure quality and accuracy of written messages and feedback, and detect typographical errors as well as grammatical errors. You can also personalize messages and feedback and make them livelier by adding appropriate sense of humor when possible. This is very important when you speak with your students, when you communicate with them. Make sure that you don't act like a robot, okay? Or just like a teller in a food chain, okay? That only answers, gives you direct answers, but usually it lacks interpersonal relationships. Okay? You have also to maintain a warm, friendly, and inviting collegial atmosphere. Resolving conflicts and misunderstandings amicably. And then you have to create and develop respectful relationships and a sense of community among learners. You see, you have this sense of community among learners has to be developed among them. And in fact, many of these classes, like say for example, you have a group chat with you in there, but you know, without you knowing that these learners also have their own group chats that you are not involved or you're not invited to be in that a member of that group chat. Okay, so they are helping each other, resolving their concerns. They are collaborating with each other even without the help of the teacher, and they are doing that on their own initiatives. And you have to show sensitivity and empathy when communicating online. All right? So never scold a person or a student online. Never do that. If you want to talk to that child, if there's something that you want to, an issue that you want to raise, or you want to reprimand, or whatever it is that's quite personal, you have to make sure that you do that in a very private manner. As a matter of fact, it's better to call than to text, because when you text or you send a chat message, the emotion is not there. Okay, so it may be read differently and interpreted in a whole lot different way. Okay, so again, um, don't scold your children or your students online in your GC, because that would be very shameful to them. Let's protect the children. Now, lastly, technological skills. This is where this training comes in, because the topics after this would talk about the usage of various technological applications for online teaching. All right. So, but we have to remember that although online learning relies heavily on technology, there is no imperative need for online teachers to be technologically advanced. Okay? They only need to be technologically literate. All right? So, again, we only need to be technologically literate. We don't have to master all these applications. We don't have to be very tech savvy. We only need to be technologically literate. Okay, we need to this literacy to access various technological resources and tools such as emails, internet browsers, LMSs, text and video chat applications, and productivity softwares and applications. These softwares and applications are are easily downloadable. Okay, and this many of these come for free. And we have to be aware of technological or technical potential of and procedures used to create e-content such as ebooks and instructional videos. Okay, and understand the learning and teaching capabilities as well as the limitations of these tools, and be alert to the latest updates and renovations of educational technology and software. Now, we are living in an age where technology advances very rapidly. What we know today may not be the same tomorrow and would not be applicable the next day. Remember to keep ourselves abreast with the changes in technology, because if we don't keep up to the changes or with the changes of technology, then we will lag behind. Thank you so much, teachers, school heads, as well as division officers, for this time to for the opportunity to impart with you on the teaching or online teaching skills and competencies. Again, my name is John Ronan Cortez of Matanao National High School. You have a good day.
Teacher 2 of Hagub High School, 84 years, She is a there you are, be alone.
Okay na, ma'am. Go.
Magarbuhong Davao del Sur. Good morning. What was previously unfamiliar that has this time become standard, usual, or expected? What has become normal? Wearing of mask, washing of hands, taking vitamins, physical distancing, and the omnipresent support technology are a must to continue for a lifetime. These and more compose the new normal. We sometimes hear about the difficulties of parents and students with online learning. Teachers often have a fair share of these challenges. Teachers must ensure that the quality of learning remains even with the absence of face-to-face experiences, from the planning of lesson plans to conducting of classes and distributing of assignments too. With these challenges, I would like to teach you two of the most commonly used applications in conducting classes that will help us, and these are the Google Meet and the Google Classroom. Google Meet. Google Meet is a video communication service developed by Google. It is a tool for connecting our students, co-teachers, co-workers, and other people real time, even we are not physically present. Google Meet is just like Skype, FaceTime, GoToMeetings, Zoom, and WebEx. This morning, we will learn how to access Google Meet, how to set up a meeting, how to invite your students, and its basic features too. Before, we do have the Google Hangouts, and we do also have the Google Chat. These applications are messaging applications just like our Facebook Messenger. But Google decided to combine both of them, so that is why we do have this Google Meet. Google Meet offers high in capacity and it can cater a lot of people too. Google Meet is accessible using our cell phone, a laptop, a tablet, and a desktop through a web browser. A web browser is used in accessing World Wide Web or the www dot. At this point, we will now learn how to access the Google Meet. There are three ways to access the Google Meet. The first one is through our Gmail account. The next one is just go directly to the address meet.google.com. And the third one is by just simply downloading the application, Google Meet application. At this point in time, I'll be showing you a video to show how to access the Google Meet. Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, our apologies for the technical problems at this time. It's a natural occurrence in a digital world. Am I right? But I am also reminding everyone that we are going to post the link of the attendance in a few minutes. And then do not forget to answer the pre-test. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in a few minutes as well. And see you.
Love has played its game on me so long. I started to believe I'd never find anyone. Doubt tried to convince me to give in so that you can win. But one day the sun came shining through. The rain had stopped and the skies were blue. And oh, what a revelation to see. Someone was saying, I love you to me. I want in a million chance of a lifetime, and life showed compassion and sent to me a rope of love called a one in a million you. I was a lonely man with empty arms to fill. Then I found a piece of happiness to call my own. And life is worth living again. For the love of you to me is to leave a one in a million chance of a lifetime, and life showed compassion and sent to a rope of love called you. A one in a million you. A one in a million chance of a lifetime, and life showed compassion and sent to me a rope of love called you. A one in a million you. A one in a million you.
Okay, ma'am, go.
Sorry for some technical difficulties, but at this moment, we will play again the video presentation on how to access your Google Meet.
access Google Meet. The first option is to use your Gmail account. In this case, I have here the Google Chrome and the Safari. So I will just pick Google Chrome since most of us are really using Google Chrome. In the address bar or search bar, type here gmail.com. If we have an account, we will just simply sign in. In this case, I have already my account, so I will just simply sign in. After signing in, we are now in our mailbox where you can see your emails. To access your Google Meet, go to Google Applications that can be found on the upper right corner of the web page. So this 9 box is the Google Applications. When you click this button, you will see a lot of Google applications to choose from. Since we are just talking about Google Meet, simply click Meet icon from the applications. And there you have it. You are now in your Google Meet. The other option to access your Google Meet is to go directly to the meet.google.com. So to do that, all you have to do is again go to your browser and in the address bar or search bar, simply type meet.google.com. So there you have it. You are now in your Google Meet account. You will automatically be directed here in this web page since I already signed in. Hello. I will teach you an option on how to have your Google Meet on your mobile phones. So first, you go to the Play Store to install the application. Click Install and wait until it's done. After, when it's done, you just click the application Open. So here, you just have to click the account that you want to log in. Allow me to take pictures and record video. Just click Allow. Allow me to record audio. Allow. So here, it's just like in our PC where we can see a new meeting and join with a code. So all you have to do is just, if you want to join a meeting, you just have to click this one and enter the code of your meeting. Thus, if you want to have a new meeting, you will click the new meeting option. And just like in our PC, you will be prompted 3 options: to get a meeting link to share, to start an instant meeting, or to schedule in Google Calendar. So there you have it.
At this point, I will also show you a video presentation on the basic features of our Google Meet.
Let's start from accessing our Google Meet. So first, let's go to our browser. And let's type in the address bar or search bar the meet.google.com. gmail.com. So here you can see join a meeting or start a meeting. But of course, we want to sign in first in our Google account. This is now the web page of the Google Meet. In the top right corner, you will see the current time, the day, and the date. The next button is the support button, and next to it is the feedback button. Next to the feedback button is there you can see your settings, where if you click this, it will prompt a message to allow me to use your camera and microphone. So remember to allow this so that you can use your built-in camera and your built-in microphone. So you can also test your microphone, your speakers, and even your video. So here, before starting a meeting, you will be able to test or you will be able to check if you are ready to set up the session. And the next button is the Google application buttons, in which you can see different applications. On the left bottom part, in this part, we can see here the new meeting and the enter a code or a link. If you click the new meeting, there are 3 options to it to set it up. If you want to create a new meeting for later, it will prompt you a link where you can simply copy the link, this link, and you can send it to your participants. The other option is to start an instant meeting. So here, if you click this, you will be directed to the meeting itself. There you have it. And the other option is to schedule in Google Calendar. So if you choose this, if you click this, you will be directed to your Google Calendar. So here you can add a title, like for example, meeting. So you can see the time, you can set it up. For example, I will choose March 29, and the time is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can also change that up until 29, and the time zone is, of course, we are here in the Philippines, so Philippine Standard Time. And you can add up your location here. Here you switch it on the notification bell so that it will notify you 30 minutes before the time. So here you can also attach your file. So you can choose a file. It's either from your drive, from shared with me, or even from uploads. So you can choose whatever file you want. And after that, you just have to save it. So on March 29, it will notify you that you will have your meeting at 3 p.m. So let's go back to the homepage of the Google Meet. So that is the 3 main options on setting up your meeting. Explain to you how to set up a meeting and its functions and features. So first you go to your Google browser and type meet.google.com. So here, we will set up a new meeting using the Start an Instant Meeting. So here, it's what it looks like when we were able to start up a meeting, an instant meeting. So here, your meeting's ready. So you can see the meeting code or meeting link here. So all you have to do is just copy this link by just clicking this button. Click this icon and it will copy the link, and the link will be, you will send the link to your participants. You will also see the add others. So here, you can add or invite some participants using their Gmail accounts. All you have to do is just type in their individual Gmail accounts. Under meeting details, you will see the meeting code or the joining code of your session, of your meeting. So you just have to copy the joining information and send it to your students. Under meeting details, you will also see attachment tab here. All your Google attachments will show up here. On the bottom part of your screen, you will see the microphone icon. When it's red, it's muted. And when it's white, it's on live. This icon is the leave call button. Don't press that unless you are ready to end the session. The next one is the camera. Same thing with the microphone. When it's red, it's off or it's muted, and when it's white, it's on live. Here we do also have the turn on captions. When you turn on caption, Google has developed a technology that you can recognize speech and transcribe that into text real time. It's accurate and very helpful. So as you can see, it was typing what I am saying. If students are watching the video where they can't have the audio, they can actually read and see what's going on. The next is the presentation button. Let's skip this for a while, for I will discuss it to you later how to use it. The next button is the More Options button. So we do have here the whiteboard, the change layout, the full screen, the change background. The captions can also be found here. Report a problem, report abuse, troubleshoot and help, and there's also a settings. So in whiteboard, a link to the JOM will be sent to others in the meeting. So you can start a new whiteboard where you can use it during your presentation. You can use the pen, the eraser, so it's just like a whiteboard. Where you can type whatever you want to type. And at the same time, you can also erase it. For changing the layout, you can see here if you want the auto, tiled, spotlight, or you want it in sidebar. And here, in tiles, if you will click tiles, you can also select if how many participants would you like to see. So you can choose either you want to see 42 participants or it depends to you. Full screen, change background. So in settings, you can also see here if your microphone is working, your speakers are working, your video is also working. So all you have to do is so as you can see, my camera is off. On the upper part, you will see the icon where you can see all the participants of your meeting. So since here, I'm alone here, but if you can see your participants here, you can put your mouse over their picture and you will see the option to mute them. So if you think that they are so noisy or they are doing unnecessary things, you can also mute them. At the same time, you can also remove participants if you need to. And there is also a chat feature where everyone can chat to. It's a good place for students to add questions and engage with one another while you are presenting. So as you can see the time here in this part. And you can also see yourself here. So if you want to pin yourself, all you have to do is just pin yourself to your main screen. So that's it. Now, let's go back to the presentation options. Typically, during the meeting session, you will see your students in your main screen and yourself on the top right corner of your screen. For you to present, click the Present Now button. If you click this, there are three main options for you to present. It's either you will select your entire screen, a window, or a tab. The first option is to present your entire screen. What will happen is you can choose a screen you want to capture and show to your students. So in this, I only have one screen. Beware, you should be ready because your view will also be your student's view. I suggest we avoid this because sometimes there are things that are open in our screen like a quiz or any information that we doesn't want to share yet to our students. Like for example, if I share this screen and I will minimize my Google Meet app. So as you can see, students will be able to see my presentation even if I don't want to share that yet. Just always remember that when you select the entire screen, your video will be your student's view also. The second one is to share a window or to present a window. So of course, we will just click this one and you will choose one of the opened application that you have. So for example, I want to open my presentation. I will click share. Your question might be, all my presentation can be seen if I will present my PowerPoint in that way. So here are your slides. So to present it using an individual window, please be mindful with the step and let's change the PowerPoint setup. What you will do is go to your slideshow, click Setup Slideshow, and please select Browse by an individual window. Make sure that you can control your slides manually during your presentation. So now, you can already play your video. So to check that, you can go here to your Google Meet. So as you can see, if we pin this presentation on our main screen, so this will be your view. So if you want to control your slides, you just have to click this. And you just have to click the next, you just have to click your slides to go to the next slide. The last one is to present a tab. Therefore, your Google tab can be presented individually if you choose this. All you have to do is select this one, select the tab that you want to share, and make sure that this share audio is checked so that there is also an audio on your presentation. And click share so your students can see all of this.
A few common concepts that you'll see in a typical algebra course.
So to check
let's get
that,
right into it. So let's say if you have two terms, 5x plus 4x. These are considered like terms.
So this
Whenever
is what
have
you are
like
presenting
terms,
now.
You're allowed to add the coefficients. 5 plus 4 is 9. So 5x, 4x is 9x. Now, let's say
if you want to end the session, just simply click this Leave Call button. So as you can see, you can still click Rejoin, or you can either return to home screen. Always remember that in Google Meet, your link doesn't expire, so you can reuse it anytime you want it to. And there are 250 participants who are allowed to join your session or your meeting. If you want to rejoin, just click Rejoin. And you can check your audio and your video before joining into your meeting. And click Join Now. There you have it.
All right, we already learned Google Meet. In the pool of applications, there are many applications to choose from. As a client, we just have to know what we need and what we want to do for us to choose the right application for us. So you can use Google Meet, Google Zoom. I would like to remind everyone that you can actually follow the process with me. Just use your devices. It can be a cell phone or a desktop. At this moment, I will discuss to you Google Classroom. Please stay with me so that you can really follow the steps or the process on how to use the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a learning management system or an LMS. It is a digital environment, a digital learning environment. It is created simply for creating, distributing, and grading assignments and engaging students in learning online or remotely. In Google Classroom, it is also a free application, so you can use it, designed to help students and teachers to communicate, to collaborate, organize, and manage assignments and go paperless. How to access Google Classroom. Google Classroom can be accessed through going to this address, theclassroom.google.com. When you type that address, automatically you will be directed to this page. In this page, always remember that when we are using the Google product, always remember to sign in first. So when we click sign in, you can see drop-down options. These drop-down options are the following: the Google Classroom, the Google Workspace, the Google Workspace Admin, the Google Cloud, and the assignments. But let's just focus here on the Google Classroom. Let's click Google Classroom. After clicking the Google Classroom, automatically you will be directed to the homepage of the Google Classroom. It can be seen on your search bar. You can see the classroom.google.com. So this is just an empty classroom. So to add learners and to create a class, please see this in the upper left side of your page. So as you can see, you can create or join your first class. Click the plus sign. So automatically, you will see an option. It can be to join a class and to create a class. In this case, we will create a class. When we click create a class, automatically it will prompt a message if you are using the classroom at a school with students. We just have to click yes, and so the continue option will be enabled. When we click continue, automatically we will be directed in filling out our class details. Here you can see the class name, the section, the subject, and the room. After filling it out, you can click create. After creating create, automatically it will direct you to the page of your class. So as you can see, your class code was emphasized, so you can copy that and give that to your students. And you can also reuse your announcements. And at the same time, you can create announcements too. This stream is what you call a stream page. Traditionally, we do have a book page. But here, since we are in the digital times, a page is also known as the web page. The web page of your, it's just like a page in the book, but it is just in digital form. So this is what you call the stream page. Stream page serve as like a home page of your Facebook, where you can post anything that you like. You can see the post of your friends. So here, if you had just invited your students, they can also post here. In this page, we do also have the cover picture. In the cover picture, we can select a theme or we can upload a photo. If we will try selecting a theme, you will be directed to choose many themes that you like. It can be a general, English and history, math and science, art, sports, and others. Thus, if you want to make it more customized, you can also upload your own photo by dragging a photo, or it's either you can browse it through in your computer. Beside the stream page is we will be directed to this page. As you can see, there is this calendar and class drive folder. This is linked to your Google Calendar and to your Google Drive. After that, we will click create option. After clicking that, it will give you many options. These options are making an assignment, making a quiz assignment, a question, a material, or you can also reuse your post, and you can either also create a topic. I will explain individually. If you will choose assignment, automatically you will be directed to this page. In this page, you can write the title, the instruction, and also you can add materials. It's either it may be coming from your Google Drive, it may be a link, a file, or a YouTube link. At the same time, when we click create, you will see different options too. It's either if you want to create a document, a slides or a PPT file, a sheets or the Google Excel, the drawings, or a form. When you click assign, as you can see, it's not yet enabled. So when you fill it all out, it will automatically enabled. You can assign, you can schedule your post, you can save it as draft, or you can also discard the draft. Here you can see your classes, but in this case, we only have one class. But how does it look like if we do have many classes? So this is how it looks like. So for example, if you want to post an assignment and if you don't feel like writing it again and again, so you just simply click the boxes so that it will also be posted to different classes, to your different classes. Also, you can see the points, you can see the due dates, and the topic in which I will discuss later. Here, please take notice the rubric. So you can also add your own rubric so that your students will know how you rate them. Here, when we click the quiz assignment, automatically it will generate the blank quiz in a form of a Google Forms. So this is what the Google Forms looks like. The next is the question. You can also ask questions to your students. And from here, you can select if it's either you want a short answer or an essay, or it can be a multiple choice. So it's your discretion. Here, you can let your students to reply to each other, or you let your students edit their answers too. The next is uploading a material or creating a material. The next one is reusing a post. When you click reuse a post, you will now select a class. So for example, we just have here ICT 11. So in this case, we only have one post, and that is the assignment number 1. So you click that, and then you check the create new copies of all attachments and choose reuse. You will be directed to this page. In this page, as you can see, this is your assignment number 1. If you wish to edit that, you just have to change it. For example, we will change it to assignment number 2. So this is how it looks like. After clicking that, you can add another information. And so click assign. As you can see, there's an assignment 1 and assignment 2. So you just reuse the post, your old post. And in this part, we can also create a topic. This is very useful to arrange your materials. In this topic, for example, we will assign module 1 and we will click add. After clicking the add button, so this is really how it looks like. If we wish that assignment number 1 will be part of the topic module 1, all you have to do is just drag it down in your module 1 topic. So there. So that is also the arrangement for your Google Drive. So it's so easy to distinguish the module 1 output or the assignment number 1 because it will automatically create a separate folder for module 1. So as you can see, it is an example where you can see your students. So here, if we click a particular student, automatically, you will see the files that they just submitted. Next to the classwork page is the people page. In the people page, you can add a co-teacher or another teachers. And at the same time, you can also add your students here. This button is for you to invite your students. If you click this, you will see the invitation link where you can copy and send it to your students. Or it's either you can also type your student's name or email manually. Or it's either you can also type their email manually. So you can add them to your class. Next here is the grades page. In the grades page, you can see the grades of your students. But in this case, we still don't have students yet. Beside this grade page is the gear where the settings can be found. Take note that this setting is only for your class settings alone. For your Google Classroom settings, I will show it later. So in your class settings, you will see the class details, the general details, and of course, the grading. In class details, you can see the class name, the class description, the one that you just created when creating your class. In general settings, you can see the invitation codes. You can turn it on, or it's either you can also turn it off. You can also display the class code on your stream, or if you don't want that your code will be displayed, it's also fine. And as you can see, there's a stream where students can post and comment, and classwork on the stream where you can show condensed notifications. You can also toggle on and off the deleted items. For the grading, you can also add your own grading categories. So it's still up to you. As you can see, the save option is not yet enabled since we didn't do any changes yet. But for example, if we will change the stream option, if we will click the drop-down option, we can see three options here. It's either we will let the students post and comments, or if we will just let the students comment only, or only teachers can post or comment. If we change this to students can only comment, just click this, and automatically the save button is enabled. On the upper right corner, you can also see the Google applications. And here, the settings saved, you were notified that the settings were saved already. To go to the main menu or the main options of your Google Classroom, you just have to click this option. After clicking this option, it will show you some classes, calendar to review options, archive classes, and settings. So here, for example, if we click classes, automatically your classes will be displayed, but in this case, we only have one class. So you can create as many classes as you want. For the calendar, if you click calendar, automatically it will link you to the Google Calendar. You can schedule your posts, you can schedule your due dates, and other activities too. And for this to review, so this is how it looks like if your Google Classroom do have a lot of activities. So when we click review for the module 10 outputs, automatically it will be placed to the reviewed item or to the next page. So actually, teachers, you can navigate it on your own But the first thing you will do is create an account and create a class. And also, you can choose your classes. So this is how it looks like when creating or choosing a classes. If you create this class, you will be directed to the stream page of your class. And if we click the archive classes, you will also be directed to the class that you marked archived or the class that you have just deleted. So for the settings, these settings is the general settings of your classroom, of your Google Classroom. So here you can see your profile. So you can change the picture, the profile picture. You can have the account settings, and also you can also change your names here, your name here. And of course, you can see notification. If you want to receive emails, notification emails, then you can just toggle it on and off. For the comment section, for the classes you teach, for the class notification, it's up to you. If which one do you prefer? All right. I hope that this application will make a difference. It may not be easy in the start, but I hope that all of us can make it. Have a nice day.
Our last topic for this morning has ended. Early this morning, Dr. Rita Aurelianos emphasized about the demonstration teaching in 5 learning areas. These are the teachers who will do the demo teaching in the following subjects: EPPTLE, Ma'am Charity May Ang of Takol Agriculture National High School. In Araling Panlipunan, Ma'am Karen D. Duay of Sulup Elementary School. In MAPE, Ma'am Marie Elaine Joy Abayon of Sulup National High School. However, there are still 2 subjects who have no assigned teachers yet. These are Science and Filipino, which will have a picker wheel live. Sir? And the lucky teachers who will do the demo teaching in science. Roll the drum, please. And the lucky teacher is Ma'am Alicia Baliscao. And the lucky teacher who will do the demo teaching in Filipino is Ma'am Imelda P. Villagonzalo. So those are our lucky teachers to demo Science and Filipino. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Krishna Seguido of Hagunoy National High School for the beautiful number. This time, ladies and gentlemen, we will immediately award a certificate to the brilliant speakers this morning for their commendable service rendered to this training. May I call on our CID Chief, Ma'am Cherilyn A. Cumeta, to award the certificate. I will read a citation. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 11, Division of Davao del Sur, Lapu-Lapu Street Corner, Plaridel Street, Digo City, Davao del Sur. Certificate of recognition is awarded to Girly June S. Solamo in grateful recognition for the exemplary services rendered as resource speaker during the virtual capability building of teachers and school heads on the utilization of media applications for online class on May 4 to 6, 2021 through virtual platform. Given the 6th day of May 2021 in Digo City, Philippines. Signed, Nelson C. Lopez, CESA 5, Schools Division Superintendent. Same citation is awarded to John Ronan Columbanos v. Cortez. Since Sir Ronan is not around, may I proceed to the next? Same certificate of recognition is awarded to Ma'am Dea Marie B. Paulo. Okay, so this time we will declare our lunch break. Please come back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 1:30 in the afternoon, rather. Interesting topics await. Stick with us on our official Facebook pages, DepEd Davao del Sur Classroom, DepEd Tayo Davao del Sur, and YouTube Classroom. Enjoy your lunch, everyone, and stay safe. Thank you so much.